Het is een rare tijd om feminist te zijn. Op social media kom je veel antifeministisch geluid tegen. Uit de mond van mannen.
Men and women have completely different roles in society. You can't compare us as an equal.
Maar ook uit de mond van vrouwen.
Feminism is a scam. A few years ago, I was an angry, blue-haired feminist.
Contrary to popular belief, a lot of women would actually find fulfillment by being stay-at-home wife. And if that is you, you need to own it.
Het hedendaags feminisme is op een dwaalspoor terechtgekomen. En wij moeten terug naar de echte Europese waarden en ons bevrijden van het totalitaire denken van het hedendaags feminisme.
Vrouw zijn betekent in hun ogen je overgeven aan je feminine eigenschappen. Zorgzaam, zacht, gevoelig en volgzaam zijn.
I used to be really into politics, but now I just let my husband tell me what to think.
Maar kun je die eigenschappen ook omarmen zonder het feminisme op te geven? Kun je feminist zijn en feminien? Op de dansvloer, waar de rollen strikt verdeeld zijn, waar je leidt of volgt, vind je een metafoor voor de realiteit. En het is tegelijkertijd een spel waarin je die realiteit zou kunnen herscheppen.
I'm an ex-feminist. And if I would say that 10, 15 years ago, I would be so mad at myself because this was my identity.
As a feminist, I always had kind of a mixed feelings about femininity and was very critical of all kinds of ideas about femininity.
Vrouwelijkheid voor mij, vrouwelijkheid is zoveel meer dan dat wat we stereotyp neerzetten. Of wat we veelal zien in onze omgeving. Ik ben Fiorella. Ik werk als danseres en als psycholoog. En samen met mijn danspartner hebben we een dansschool in Nederland. En wij geven bachata roll rotation les. Wat inhoudt dat we beide rollen aanleren aan iedereen. Ik wil breken met jij bent een vrouw en jij moet in dat hokje, want dat hoort er nou eenmaal bij. De ene keer voel ik me vrouwelijk als ik juist wat liever en meegaan doe bijvoorbeeld. En een ander moment juist weer als ik wat meer in een bepaalde stoere soort vibe zit. Dus het verschilt heel erg per dag. En ik vind het fijn om dat eigenlijk allemaal onder vrouwelijkheid te scharen.
My name is Kathy Davis. I spent my entire career in gender studies in the Netherlands, and I'm now working as a senior research fellow at the Free University in Amsterdam. I mean, for me, femininity is tied up with body more than anything else. And I don't think I was looking for my womanhood, but when I discovered tango, I thought, oh, this is what I've been missing. It feels like a contradiction. As a feminist, you're supposed to be strong and independent, and you're not supposed to be a follower, which you are in tango. But I thought, I'm a feminist, and I love to dance tango. It must be possible.
Yeah, my name is Anna Eden, and I'm a dating and intimacy coach. I'm also a kizomba teacher.
We need polarity in relationships to keep the passion and the interest, and dance is a perfect example of this.
And kizomba really taught me about feminine energy and surrendering and leading and following in life. Have we lost our femininity? No, we haven't lost anything. I think it's just a matter of rediscovering it and allowing it more space. When I follow in kizomba, I experience bliss, deep connection, and beautiful magic of polarity, of leading and following, giving and receiving, and playing with that. The thing with couples dance, and especially kizomba, is like the clearer your frame is and your lead is, the more the follower can actually feel safe and relaxed and express herself. And in the dance, it's really beautiful to look at the feminine energies in the follower and see, okay, how can we create polarity to the leader? So the leader stepping into the masculine energies, the follower stepping into the more feminine energies. I want to share a little bit about these energies because We have masculine and feminine energies within us. The whole world is based on masculine and feminine energies. And yeah, many times it's women who hold more feminine, men who hold more masculine. But it doesn't have to be like that. So if you are in balance with your inner feminine and your inner masculine, you can then step into your dominant part, which in my case is the feminine, and I can polarize to a more masculine part and create a lot of tension and passion and interest and excitement. So we're going to create this plus and minus, and it's like this rubber band effect we have in a dance, you know? It needs to be a little bit of this push-pull. Yeah, I hear sometimes women feel like, oh, I don't want to be a follower because I'm not comfortable with a man leading me, and then I'm like submitting to a man. And I'm more curious where that is coming from. Like, what is that fear about, and how does it show up in other areas of your life? And also in my relationships, it's like I had this obsession of things to be 50-50. I remember with my ex, I wanted to drive the car as much as he drove the car because I also wanted to feel empowered. And I was scared of being dependent on a man. And yeah, what happened was that I was in a relationship that actually became sexless. There was no spark anymore. Yeah, it was a lack of polarity because we became too similar.
Welcome, everybody. For those who don't know, this is Dylan, my name is Linda, and this is Fiorella.
So in our school, we step away from any gender roles. So here you will never find us saying, okay, all men to this side, all women to that side. Because traditioneel gezien bestaan veel partnerdansen, of eigenlijk bijna alle, gaat over een man en een vrouw. En dan veelal ook de man die de vrouw soort van ten tonele spreidt en zorgt dat de vrouw er mooi uitziet. En mooi is dan vaak zwierig en vaak zelfs wel sexy, soms zelfs seksueel. Wat wij willen doen in onze dansschool is juist daarvan wegstappen en eigenlijk de dans bekijken als oké, het heeft twee rollen, namelijk een leidende rol en een volgende rol. En welke rol jij wilt doen en wat je fijn vindt en wat bij jouw karakter past en waar je je goed in voelt, dat is helemaal aan jou.
1, 2, 3, left hand high, let the forward walk in, chest up, and then pull the right
7, 8.
If I wanted to style this move, but I don't feel comfortable with the very femme expression of it, how could you style this one differently?
So you feel that this is a feminine move for you, right?
But the styling of it, not. But I also don't want to do it like a stapler machine, you know. So.
Well, first of all, I think
stapler.
No, but very nice question, and you can do it as you please.
Just find your own sauce. 1, 2, 3,
5, 6,
7, 8.
Good escape.
I would say if you get an impulse to go down and you do not feel like doing something like this, which is totally fine, then do something else.
There we go. 1, 2, 3.
Around.
5, 6, 7,
Ja,
8.
lekker, Linda.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7,
Hoppa.
8. 1, 2, 3.
Item, switch partner.
The first time was years ago. It was in the 80s. It was the most bizarre experience for me. One moment I saw this couple kind of floating by, and I looked into the face of the woman, and her eyes were closed, and the expression on her face I can only describe as bliss. I was fascinated. I thought, I want to feel like that. Because I'm in gender studies and I have always written about issues that have to do with bodies, my colleagues and my friends often said to me, Kathy, why don't you write a book about tango? It's perfect for you. But I was very apprehensive or reluctant to try to write a book about tango because I thought there are a lot of aspects of tango that seem antithetical to feminism. For example, you have a follower and you have a leader, and the leader is often a man and the follower is a woman. That goes against everything feminists hold dear. There are many, many tangos that have very problematic lyrics for someone who's a feminist. I remember one of my most favorite tangos. I really love to dance to it. And the lyrics are about a man strangling his girlfriend who, he thinks was unfaithful to him, and watching the light go out of her eyes. And then, of course, there's all this exotic imagery of these usually Latino men and women swooning in their arms, and the clothes, the slit skirts and the net stockings, and all of that doesn't seem to go together with feminism at all. So that was something that I explored in my book.
5, 6, 7, wave. 1, 2,
There we
3,
go.
go down, go out.
Ooh,
6, 7.
ah.
5, 6, 7.
Nice, Matt. Lekker.
Right and switch. Ik zou zeggen dat in het leven ik wel meer een leider ben, of dat vaker doe, die rol wat vaker aannemen. En dat ik het heerlijk vind om in dansen juist ook die volgende rol aan te nemen. Het leuke is dat als je dus role rotation doet, dat je dan dus ook, als je wel even denkt, hey, nu wil ik even helemaal bepalen wat wij samen gaan doen, dat je dan dus de rol wisselt. Wat ik fijn vind aan de leidende rol is dat ik helemaal zelf kan bepalen hoe ik dan de muziek interpreteer. Dus je bent wel meer in controle over hoe ongeveer wat de kaders zijn. Nou, wat ik het leukste vind aan het wisselen in het nummer zelf is dat je moet zoveel meer in contact staan met de andere persoon dan wanneer je binnen je eigen rol blijft dansen. Dus in één rol blijft dansen. Dus je moet het je zo voorstellen dat we geven geen signalen aan elkaar of zo wanneer we de rol wisselen. Dus het is allemaal met energieën.
As a follower, your energy is more, you're listening, you're waiting for what's coming, so it's a little bit lower, we say. So, for example, in this case, Fia was leading and she gives away the lead. She has to do something with her energy. She has to bring her full body energy a little bit down in order for the follower to notice, ooh, something is changing. I have to do something. I lift my energy up. And this moment where you're together in energy, this is the moment where you hand over the lead in this case. And then it transfers into the other role.
Het hangt heel erg af van mijn dag welke rol ik het fijnst vind. Misschien zelfs wel van het uur. Of soms vind ik het heerlijk, echt heerlijk, om als volger niet bezig te hoeven zijn met, hey, welke move wil ik doen? Hoe zal ik de muziek interpreteren? Want dat zijn allemaal dingen die de leider doet. En soms denk ik echt, laat mij lekker zelf besluiten. Ik heb helemaal geen zin dat iemand anders mij aangeeft binnen welk kader ik me dien te bewegen. Soms heb ik daar helemaal geen zin in.
I just started to discover how first I was a bit resistant in following. Like I was really tense and I wanted to calculate the next step. And this is a reflection of my whole life. I wanted to know, I wanted to plan, I wanted to calculate the next step. Yeah, I was just like in my schedule and work and fighting for women's rights and fighting against any injustice. I was very political when I was younger. There's not so much space for the feminine in our society. Everything is based on a very masculine structure, like at work and achieving culture and getting things done. And this used to be my life. I was fighting so much to be like my boyfriend, to be like a man. But there's another truth. I found another truth, and it is that I think we are different. And enhancing those differences is actually going to serve us in the world, in the relationships, in sexuality. So how can we surrender to this beautiful dance and to yourself? So this is what the next dance will be about. And to really, as a follower, step into this relaxation, following receptive mode, we are going to use blindfolds.
Most modern women want to have egalitarian relationships, equal relationships with their partners. But I think that many of us miss being able to sometimes just let it go. And that's what tango allows. Plus, it allows you to have a very intimate relationship with someone without words, without having to negotiate it, without having to talk about what are you going to do, what am I going to do, what are the boundaries, all the things that are a normal side of relationships. And it's a very safe space because it's only going to last 12 minutes and then you go back to your seat and it's over. So it's not going to disrupt your everyday life. It doesn't have anything to do with the way you lead your life. You have a successful career, you're an independent person, all of that. It's not about that. I've never ever wanted to lead. In fact, I think, why would anyone want to lead when they could follow? So this is the way it feels for me. I'm standing in front of the person, we're ready to dance. There's anticipation. It's a bit scary, and it feels like you're going to kind of jump into this unknown situation, which involves a very close, intimate embrace with someone, maybe someone you've never met before. And as soon as you get into this embrace, then your eyes are closed. And at that moment, you give yourself over to the dance and to your partner. And I think that's the aspect that is confrontational for many women, that they have to learn how to do that, because that feels like something you don't want to do. You shouldn't do. You shouldn't surrender yourself. But once you do that, that's an undescribably wonderful feeling. You're in a different space outside of your everyday life. You have someone who has his arms around you and is kind of protecting you in a sense, dancing to this beautiful music.
Yeah, what is the difference between surrender and submission? I feel surrender is a more general level of you can surrender to yourself, you can surrender to your feminine, to the polarity, to the leading and following, and essentially to yourself.
Let's dive into the exercise. From the following, it's going to be the surrendering. From the leading, it's going to be the clarity in direction.
You don't surrender necessarily to your dance partner. Submitting, I feel, is more like, it's more in relation to another person and you're almost like under that person.
Ben je gelijkwaardig aan de ander als je je overgeeft aan de volgende rol? Dus ervan uitgaande dat de volgende rol dan minderwaardig zou zijn? Grappig. Nou, nu je dat zegt, denk ik dan, want daar zie je heel veel parallellen zien we natuurlijk eigenlijk in de maatschappij, waarin degene die de leider is toch soort van boven de volger staat of zo. Ja, nou zo zien wij het helemaal niet. En ik denk dat dat ook precies is wat we willen aanleren aan mensen, dat het gaat over 2 sets aan eigenschappen, aan skills die je hebt binnen een partnerdans. En het een is niet beter of hoger dan het ander. Het is gewoon, de een initieert en de ander volgt. En beide hebben eigen uitdagingen ook.
To be dominant or to be leading is actually about deeply listening. Listening to the follower, listening to your partner. Like, what are their needs? How to make them feel safe? It's a lot of responsibility. I think someone said that.
Following feels quite active to me. I'm listening to the music. I'm listening to my partner's body. I'm trying to find ways maybe to be playful. There's so many ways that it's not, it doesn't feel passive.
En door dus dat niet meer te koppelen aan een bepaalde hiërarchie, kunnen we ook eindelijk daarvan afstappen. Spread the idea on the dance floor. Every dance, start with the question: do you want to lead, follow, or rotate? already that question is like you plant the seed. So many people tell me, what? No, I want to lead. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But you plant the seeds because they think, why did she ask that? Should I follow? Can I follow? And then sometimes they say, no, I don't want to follow because I can't. And then I say, okay, do you want to try? And then you see like, huh? And you see, and that is the mind switch and the mindset change that we are looking for. Ik leg liever iets uit dan dat ik zeg, ik ben feminist en dan misschien de helft van de zaal verloren ben. Even heel gechargeerd, maar ik leg liever uit met mijn woorden wat ik wil bereiken, waar ik voor sta. En dan laat ik het dan ondersteun ik dat met mijn daden, zeg maar. En wat wij in onze lessen doen en hoe wij mensen benaderen. Dan dat ik zeg, hoi, ik ben Fiorella, ik ben feminist.
Feminism means different things to different people. So it's also like a personal concept around what it means to you. For me, it doesn't resonate anymore. I think in my case, because I had so much anger and I perceive the world as a lot of separation. Felt, okay, we against them. So if you constantly have this mindset and if you constantly have these glasses on, that men want to harm you, men are rapists, men want to take control of you, or whatever it is. And I think one big lesson for me is that men need a purpose in your life. If you show up as this strong, independent woman who can do everything herself all the time, he's going to feel less valuable to you. He's going, where do I fit in? If you start to respect men, if you start to let men lead, if you start to listen, if you show that to men, they're also gonna want to give to you. They're also gonna honor you as a queen, as a goddess. But maybe feminism means something else to you. So I think it's absolutely possible to be both.
I mean, there's so many different kinds of feminism, and feminism is morphing as we speak. So it's hard to talk about one brand of feminism. I think the more room there is for us to kind of experiment with what we like and what feels good to us, the better. I mean, that would not just be a criticism of feminism, but a criticism of any ism. I find that enriching that I can have these wonderful dance experiences with people who have a totally different background. So it's not based on our values about or our experiences or our politics or any of that. And yet we can have this connection. There's an expression, one body with four legs. And for me, maybe I'm taking this too far, but for me, this idea that you could have a connection with someone who has had such different experiences makes me feel hopeful about possibilities for the future because of all the polarization in the societies where we live. I think this is a model for me for the way I would like to see the world go. Maybe that's taking things too far, but...